Hello friends, this is Ritesh from retailritesh.com, and today I'm going to share one of the webinar which I have done recently, which is on COVID and its impact on retail sector. So I'm going to share today the webinar slides as well as this video which I had presented to an audience, approximately around 25 people across from the retail sector from the Middle East region. So here the webinar goes. Thank you. Today the content for discussions are, we all know that today we are living in something called VUCA world. When we say VUCA, what does that mean? VUCA means it's volatile, it's uncertain, it's complex, and it's ambiguous. So we don't know what the current challenges COVID-19 is giving to the industry. We totally the retail sector or most of the businesses across the world have been caught unaware, and so we are, you can call us as a frontliners, the retail practitioners as a frontliners who are trying to cope up this current pandemic by implementing different strategies without even knowing which might work and which may not even work. But since we have to try, hence we are following various case studies. We are following what's happening world across in different markets, in especially in the retail sector, and how we can implement those learnings in our business scenario. That is the rule of the game in current scenario is, as I said, staying in and social distancing are the new norms. People right from the right from the malls as well as the fashion retailers and retailers, all are practicing this social distancing norms, the guidelines which has been prescribed by the health authorities. We all are following the stringent rules of sanitization, and let me tell you, retail sector is not immune at all. I mean, it's like other business sectors which are going through this pandemic, facing the challenges. Retail sector is also affected. As you know, the lockdown there is a lockdown in major business hubs across the world. There has been a cancellation of all business events, major global events. Curfew has been enforced in certain cities across the world. The air travel has come to an halt completely, affecting the duty free travel retail. The entire sales that has come to a complete halt. There has been the shock waves across all the stock exchanges, prime across the world, whether it is New York Stock Exchange, Nasdaq, Bombay Stock Exchange. Everything is under has come down under the COVID-19. The hospitality sector has been worst hit also, and the entertainment sector like movie theaters, family entertainment units, fine dining options, all have been impacted a lot with this COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 will hit various sectors, as I said in my previous slides. Hospitality, aviation, travel, retail. These are worst affected sectors. Another crisis is supply chain. I mean, we all know China manufactures and world consumes. So each and every item, most of the items are being manufactured in China. And with the pandemic there has been a delay in the transportation, in the shipment. So the supply chain has come to a complete halt, and certain ports are still closed worldwide. Some are working, that too operationally, in terms of part operations. So there is a huge supply chain crisis that exists there as well. As I mentioned, it impacts the replenishment. If you look at from the fashion retailer perspective, normally a retailer keeps 2 to 3 months stock in buffer. Fashion retailer works on 4 collections in a year. Imagine when the lockdown happened in month of March, the summer collection would have come in, but There is no clear visibility as to what will happen to the winter collection. Most of the fashion brands have even postponed their winter campaigns this year. The automobile sector is another worse affected. Most of the automobile parts are being manufactured in China. So that's another sector which gets impacted. Tourism and aviation sector is also affected with this pandemic. Fashion retail, as I mentioned, is going through a very challenging times. We have, from the retail operations point of view, it's very difficult, or rather it has added more workload on the front liners, that each and every garment which customer try there, it has to be sanitized, quarantined for 24 hours, and again has to be brought back on the floor, keeping the same floor sets which has been prescribed by the brand. So it's a huge task operationally to get the store running in the current scenario. As I will share one of the study research done by McKinsey recently on the industries that will survive and the industries which will face tough times. So let me share the slide with you. Here is the slide. If you notice, the categories like groceries, food and dairy, non-food, child products, these are the industries that will thrive. These are the sectors that will see growth, and rest of the sectors, unfortunately, will face challenges. There will be a challenging time ahead all of us in future. Now, how can we manage COVID-19 and learn from it? Spread your risk. I repeat, spread your risk. Find and develop other manufacturing hubs other than China. I'll quote H&M and Zara. They over the years they have developed Turkey as their supply zone. So they have gone ahead in manufacturing in Turkey and Northern Africa in order to procure their garments. So these two brands are will be able to face the challenges much more better. They are better equipped because of their supply chain won't be affected as much as others. But the real question is, will the customer still spend on fashion? That is a big question mark, and only the time will tell the truth. Explore new markets and online sales. There has been a research done by Shopify. You all know Shopify powers at least 65% of the e-commerce sites globally. They came out and with a research that from March till 15th of April, Shopify saw 300% hike in their subscription of their website services. So there are most of the brands today are going online, or they have also actioned their steps of digitization. So most of the brands have gone ahead with their digital ventures. So and that's how one can sustain in coming times. The online food deliveries, food aggregators, all have seen a growth in their online business. As you know, the rise in media consumption. People are spending more time watching TV or browsing than internet. Hence, the media consumption has gone up in current times. Retail and brands have significant opportunity to offer gamification. One of the example I would quote is Harvey Nichols, the global luxury giant, has started selling on WhatsApp platform. So which we never thought earlier, or like a luxury could be sold on WhatsApp, but it's happening. Pivoting to the e-commerce and social commerce is the way forward. You might have heard the Dubai Mall, the world's largest mall, has gone online on noon.com. They have a separate section where most of the retailers who are operating out of Dubai Mall are present. You can go and browse their options, offers, and buy the products online. I would give a case study of one of the Chinese retailer, which originated from Wuhan, the city where the pandemic was given the birth. and how this cosmetic brand reinvented, or rather embraced, the crisis to their advantage. The name of the brand is Ling Juing Jua. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing it rightly, but that's why you can check their website. They were forced to close 40% of their uh, shops in Wuhan. Yet, the company came up with an innovative approach. They employed 100 plus beauticians or beauty promoters, and instead of, since the shops were closed, they asked them to become online sellers or online influencers. So each one of them were posting, tweeting on WeChat, which is one of the most popular platform in China, equivalent to WhatsApp, which we use across. So WeChat, they were influencing about the product, they were posting continuously, and the posts were going viral because 100 of the staffs were posting and liking each other post about different products. Hence, they managed to generate 200% growth in sales despite the shop closure. So it's not right when people says that the shops are closed and our sales have come down, but there is another perspective, another side of the coin, which are making money. So taking this as a case study, we could also look at, or the brand could also implement a similar strategy in their digital ventures. I'll give you a personal quote wherein a friend of mine, and mango exporter, he's a very popular mango exporter, and he exports the variety of mangoes called Alfonso. It's one of the best mango variant available in the world. And when the lockdown happened in India, he was sitting down with almost like 2-3 thousand cases of mango, and each case is approximately 3 to 4 dozens inside each case. So huge quantity he was sitting with. He came up with a very innovative idea of using Google Forms. He's created a small flyer on a Google Forms and distributed through WhatsApp across his localities. In his locality, the area where he stays has approximately around 100 cooperative societies, 100 residential towers. So this I'm talking about in India, and you will be surprised. At least I was surprised when he told me that within 2 days he was able to liquidate 2,000 boxes. 2,000 cases of mangoes across. In 2 days he sold it across, and since there was no ban on food deliveries, he could tie up with one of the local food aggregator for delivering in his area, in his vicinity, in those residential towers, and within 2 days he cleared his stock. So the people are still trying to embrace this crisis to their advantage. It's all about mindset, it's all about attitude. If you think it's a tough time, yes, the times are tough, but it is forcing us to become innovative. So that's the silver lining, that this crisis is helping us to think out of the box. So that's one of the personal example which I wanted to give you all, and I hope this small webinar on retail will help all my viewers, all my followers, to learn and implement the innovative techniques in their businesses. I wish you all the best, and I request you to keep following retailritesh.com, and you can follow me on YouTube as Ritesh Mohan. I am on Instagram as Mohan Ritesh, and so keep following me for exciting, interesting, strategic insights from the world of retail. Thank you everybody.